Welcome to episode 6 of Thrifting with FDA. I kind of messed up because I was too lazy to make the previous 2 days, so this one's going to be like really long and be on the course of 3 days. So like the first day will be its own, and then the second day and third day are kind of combined. Like I'm talking about like the ending with where I show everything. So there's actually 2 different showing everything. So I need to make sure I talk long enough to show those off. Because again, I messed up. And the one for the first day was supposed to be done like yesterday or the day before. But I just kept forgetting to do it. Anyway, let's get on with it. So this one is day 1. By the way, we're at Mike Uniques, and the first thing that I found was in that little video game section that I really like. That being Dance Factory for the PlayStation 2. I've never heard of the game before, but it's like a DDR knockoff where you can play DDR tracks using your own CDs, which actually sounds really cool. So that's why I got it. I think it was like $3. And right next to that was a big bundle of Wii games with a Wii game that I've actually wanted, Madden 09. Because that one was like really interesting and different compared to the other Madden games on Wii. So I got that bundle for like $4, I think is what I said in the footage. I do not remember because this was like 2 or even possibly 3 days ago, so I genuinely don't remember. But if it was $4, and I'm pretty sure Dancing with the Stars was $3, then that means it would be around like $7. And then I found 3 DVDs, which again I was trying to stop finding DVDs, and a spoiler alert, later in this video I'm going to find a whole bunch more. And I'm not kidding either when I say a whole bunch more. The damn thing I was trying to avoid. Anyway, I found 3 DVDs, that being Unikitty Season 1, Wabbit Season 1 Part 1, and some weird DVD of method actors, I think is what they're called. Those people who dress up really weird and act really weird on stage.
This is the type of thing
I don't even know how to pronounce it. You'll see it at the end. But yeah, I found 3 DVDs for $1 each, that being $3. And before leaving that booth, I found a CD that I really wanted, by the name of Here's to the Good Times by Florida Georgia Line. And if you know that album, that's the album with the song Cruise on it, which is probably one of my favorite country songs, next to Toby Keith's American Ride. But I have not found that song on CD yet. I don't know how. It's literally his most popular song, but it's never on any of his damn hit albums, because apparently it wasn't a hit, even though it had a music video and was really popular. But yeah, this is like my second, possibly third favorite song, Cruise, country song. I'm not really big on the country genre. Something really funny that I found out was that $3 rock that's been there for like a year, it was gone. Either someone bought it or the dude got rid of it, which makes me really sad. Having that $3 rock was really funny. And then I found a movie that I've been searching for a very long time for $3, that being the movie Tommy by The Who. I've been looking for that movie on DVD for so damn long. I was about to give up and just buy it on Blu-ray with a steelbook, but now I have the movie. I can now watch it anytime I want without having to deal with a piracy website, because I don't think any streaming service actually has that damn movie. But still, if you haven't seen Tommy, go watch it. I think the movie's based on the album by The Who, but still, it's a really good movie. And then I ended up finding Venture Bros Season 2 for, I don't know. When I counted everything up in my cart, I made it to 18. So I'm going to take a wild shot in the dark and say that it was $4 or probably $3.99. But I genuinely have no goddamn clue how much it was. I forgot. and I can't find my goddamn receipt to tell me.
Oh my god. Alright, hear me out. Alright. Coca-Cola stuff, Magic 8-Ball stuff. And then one Jeffy Pop in the middle.
And then I found a Wii U Pro controller, which I was extremely sad that I could not find the price on. It didn't have a price tag, and that made me really sad. I really wanted that Wii U Pro controller. But sadly, it didn't have a price anywhere on the controller, so I couldn't get it.
It's a shame.
And even if I could, it would probably be expensive as hell. Or it could have been like $2. I don't know. And then I spent $2 at this spot for Halo 4 the movie on DVD. Yeah, if you didn't know, Halo 4 had a movie, I think. I don't really know what that DVD is. All I know is that says Halo 4 and it looks like a movie. And also a piece of thrift store media, which wasn't a DVD nor a CD. It was one of those discs that just had a bunch of PDF files on a disc, so it was pretty much worthless. It's just text, which I was a real big shame. I was hoping it'd be a DVD or CD, but no. It was just one of those pretty much like digital books.
I'll take my chance.
That still is $2 for everything. And then I went a little spending heavy. How heavy? That $20 went up to $33. Because I went into one of the cases which had kind of expensive games and got Freeway for Atari 2600 and Pac-Man for Atari 5200. It was 10% off, and I'm not fast at math, so I took my chance. I had $25. It wasn't too much, but it was still like $10, almost $10 worth. But yeah, still though. And I'm happy. Freeway is a really good Atari 2600 game, and Pac-Man for the 5200 is one of my favorite early Pac-Man releases. And by early Pac-Man release, I mean like pre-Namco Museum. Now we're on to day 2, where I went to like 4 or 5 different places. So this one's going to be pretty difficult to remember how much I've spent at all these places. I'm not joking. It's going to be a little difficult. With the first place being Flippin' Storage. Now this one's going to be kind of fast because I, again, don't really remember what all I got here. But I do know that I think it was 3 CDs for $3, and then I got 2 games, one big box and one normal case game for $4. So that's around $7. And the games were Myst and another game related to Myst. The big box was the game that was related to Myst. I only got Myst in the CD case. Yeah, it was around $7. There wasn't really much there that caught my interest. And then after that was Vintage Stock, which I know isn't really a thrift store, but their goddamn shit over there might as well be the same condition as something you'd find in a thrift store. Scratched discs, and then making sure you can't check them. Anyway, this one's also fairly short, so I'm just going to tell you everything that I got. I got 2 PSP games, Archer McLean's Mercury, and Every Extend Extra, which I've never heard of, but the cover looked really interesting. I also grabbed 2 cartridge games, Berserk for Atari 2600. Yeah, I got a lot of Atari games. And John Madden Football for the SNES. Yes, the first Madden game on consoles. Sadly, it was not the Sega Genesis one, which is the one that's worth money, but it's still the SNES one, and I think there is slight differences between the two, but it'd be cooler to have the Sega Genesis one. The closest they had was 92. Madden 92. And just to give you the prices, the Madden game was $7. The Every Extend Extra was $7. The Mercury game was $6. And Berserk was $6. There's a reason why I don't like Vintage Stock. It's because they have GameStop prices, while not being up to quality as GameStop. But GameStop's also pretty low quality, so it didn't matter in the first place. All I'm saying is that I've been screwed over by both, and I hate them both. But I won't lie, they're like the only places to actually get video games now, without going online or hunting around in thrift stores, or going to cities very far away. Also, I forgot to say how much everything was. So, everything at Vintage Stock was around 26 bucks. I think I went in there with 25. I actually had to use an extra $1 that I didn't know I had, just to get everything. I think after tax it was like 28, but I'm just gonna count 26. I don't do after tax when making these videos. After that was the Blind Center, which has been failing me recently because they barely had anything cool in there. This time they had cool stuff in there. This one was also fairly short. Yeah, I went to a bunch of different places. I barely got anything to talk about. I almost bought a movie that I already owned, and I didn't remember that I own it because I bought it through a 4-pack. And I don't keep track of the DVDs because I wasn't planning on buying goddamn DVDs. Anyway, so what I ended up finding was a bunch of, like, kinda plug-and-play-ish stuff. So I got a Texas Hold'em poker, like, kinda plug-and-play thing. It's very strange. It has its own dedicated, like, console thing you have to hook up and put batteries in, which requires 4 batteries to hook the console up to your TV, and then it has a wireless controller for some ungodly reason. So that also requires batteries, 3. You need 7 AA batteries to use that thing. It was horribly corroded. The batteries were from expired March 2014. I'm surprised that thing even works. When I get the chance, I'm reviewing it, even though I don't know how to play poker. But still, really cool find. It was complete in box. And then I found an entire game console, like a real one.
Yeah, it's $2.
Well, when I say real, I don't mean like Xbox, Nintendo, Sony, Sega. I mean one of those weird one-off consoles. That being the Kadako Buzz Time, which I've literally never heard of before, and I actually have footage of me trying to hunt for the controller to this thing, because this thing had controllers and cartridges. They didn't have any of those, it was just console only. And since the controllers and the cartridges were separate, they probably didn't know what it was, and it was somewhere. But I couldn't find them, so now I have the console. So I need to buy extra stuff. Luckily, the controllers and cartridges aren't too much, because again, no one wants this thing. So yeah, an entire game console. It is a game console. I'm pretty sure it's more of just like a trivia machine, but still, it has cartridges, and it is technically a video game. So it is a game console. And the last thing that I found there was Wordle, the board game. Not much to say there, I just thought it was really neat. Anyway, the game console thingy was $2. The poker machine was $5. And Wordle was also $2. So that was about $9 worth of stuff. Still though, crazy stuff. And then I went to GameStop again. It's not really a thrift store, but for the condition of the games, it might as well be. I got one game. $5. Is Connect Sports Rivals. They didn't really have much there. I was thinking about buying a Sega Genesis game from GameStop, but buying a cartridge game that's not for the Switch at GameStop is like buying gas station sushi. Like, you shouldn't do it. You really, really shouldn't do it. It's a waste of money, and it's just going to make you pissed off. And that was everything for day 2. Last is day 3, where I went to the swap meet. There was also a few things that I got during day 2, but I didn't record them for whatever reason. But I did get quite a handful of things. And you'll see that in the end, because I don't remember what all I got. Anyway, at the swap meet, the first booth that I went to had quite a handful of DVDs and a few games. So I picked up Heathcliff, the complete series, for $2, and a video game Medal of Honor Rising Sun for $2 as well, so I spent $4 at that little section. If you want to know why there's barely anyone there, is because I went there on a Saturday, because Sunday it's supposed to rain, I think. But we'll know tomorrow if you go to swap meet or not. But I'm gonna guess it's probably not. But you never know. Anyway, the last section had a lot of DVDs. How many? $11 worth of DVDs. Yeah, every DVD was $1, including the big box ones. The big box DVD, like the DVD collections, $1. So I picked up 11 movies, which I didn't have. Yeah, 11 movies. Dear Lord. You'll see them at the end as well, because I don't want to list off all 11. Because we're almost done here. Anyway, so yeah, I got those, and the guy that was there told 2 jokes or stories, I don't really know. And I'll play those after the outro if you want to listen to those. That is if you can hear them, because the audio quality of that camera is really low quality. So yeah, hopefully you can hear them. But if you can't, then you can't. But still, you could try and decipher it if you want to. And with that, that was everything I got. I need to make this outro really, really long, so I can really show off everything. Yeah, I found quite a handful of stuff, like an insane amount of stuff. And one of the items I did find was an iToy, which is awesome. I'm really happy that I found an iToy. I can finally play iToy Groove on official hardware. But yeah, there's the Wii games I didn't list. There's the DVDs that I didn't list. How I'm saying this, they're not going to show up. But yeah, still, I got an insane amount of stuff. And this video wasn't supposed to be this long. This was supposed to be like 3 separate parts. But yeah, it's all condensed into one. I'm really sorry about that.
You want a good joke?
What's that?
This one's been killing the guys. The women don't seem to like it. This old lady goes to the doctor. She's having heart trouble. So the doctor prescribes her a medication and tells her to come back and see you in 2 months. So she comes back in 2 months. She comes in. The doctor says, "Well, how's your heart?" She said, "Oh man, my heart's doing wonderful." She said, "But I'm kind of having a problem with side effects." She said, "Well, what's that?" She said, "I'm growing kind of hair where I never grew before." He said, "Well, that can happen. It's from a male hormone is what the steroids make it on." He said, "Where are you growing the hair?" She said, "On my balls."
Oh, Lord.
The women don't like that joke for some reason, but the guys think it's great.
Yeah, I hear you. I can understand why women would like that one.
My friend Wendy, she's as tough as any guy. She changes the tires for her 30-year-old boy, and she's 7.
Right.
Like, she's a tough gal. She laughed at it, but none of the other women have. So I'm telling this joke. Here's the joke. And this married couple and a guy goes out to the national forest, go camping. They get out there and they get the camp set up and everything, and the husband and wife, sitting around the campfire, and the guy's feeling kind of odd man out. So he's like, I think I'm gonna climb that tree and take a look around. So he climbs up the tree and he gets up there and he's like, "Oh, there's a beautiful rainbow over there, eagles soaring over in the sky." Looks down to tell him what he saw, and he's like, "Hey, are you two fucking?" And the girl like, "No." He said, "Man, it looks like it from up here." So he looks around a little more, sees a couple more things, looks back down. "Are you sure you ain't?" He says, "No, man, it looks like it from up here." So he climbs down the tree, starts telling, the couple what he saw. He's like, "Yeah, there's a waterfall off that direction. There's an eagle flying up there. A couple other, things going, big herd of buffalo or something over there." And so the husband, after a while, says, "I think I'm going to climb up that tree and take a look." About halfway up that tree, the single guy hits on the married lady, and she's into it. So the husband gets up there and looks around, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, man, that is a beautiful waterfall. There's that eagle's still flying around over there." And he looks down and he says, From up here, it does look like you're fucking. That lady come laughing her ass off coming out of that porta potty, and I said, "Ma'am, I'd have never told you that joke." She said it was a good one.
Oh, I hear you. Oh,
But yeah,
wow.
old Joe, he has the quick one-liners, the old Rodney Dangerfield style.
Yep.
He said, "Yeah," he said, "I used to go to church when I was young." He said, "This gal used to chase me around church all the time. Finally, she caught me by the organ."
Body organ? I hear you, buddy. All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.